Hi there, my name is Audrey Sidmeyer, and today I'm going to be presenting a vehicle. I don't want to spill the details just yet on which vehicle this is. I just wanted to give everyone a chance to look at the comparison here on the newer vehicle compared to the antique version. Let's move on to the next slide so I can tell you guys which vehicle this is. All right, let's go ahead and get started. The product I'm going to be presenting to everyone today is the Jeep Grand Wagoneer 2022. Let's go ahead and get started on what it is on the following slide. So, what exactly is the Jeep Grand Wagoneer 2022? It is a revival from the original Jeep Grand Wagoneer, which ran from 1984 to its end in 1991. Back then, it was a luxury way of motoring, and just like today, the Jeep Grand Wagoneer 2022, it is a high-priced luxury way of motoring. And it is a full-size SUV, and one of the features that's targeted most is its heightened towing capacity. And it does include an upscale engine, which is a 6.4 liter, 471 horsepower V8, which has 8 cylinders, of course. It does also feature 3 rows of seating, so there's room for the entire family, or there's room for your entire team as you travel store to store. Y'all go to lunch and you go back to the office. And it does include a plethora of high-tech features to keep everybody entertained, whether it's kids or adults. Everyone's going to be entertained and mesmerized by what you could do in this vehicle. And because of its size, it is categorized as a full-size SUV and obviously luxury. And in the background here of this slide, you can see inside the Jeep Grand Wagoneer, as you can see, there's 3 bags here, and there's still plenty of room for 4 people, and you can see some of the tech features there. And at the bottom right of the slide is a picture of the engine itself. It's very pretty, and it does catch the eye of many if you're an engine guru. Let's go ahead and move to the next slide. So, you may be wondering exactly why this product is needed. Well, the Jeep Grand Wagoneer 2022, it does fulfill the needs and wants of the upper class luxury buyers. For instance, in movies, you always see these fully loaded black Cadillac Escalades, and they're always, the professional. You see them at the airport, they're always picking up professional people, or what they may want you to think is they're professional and they're slick. Well, this Jeep Grand Wagoneer 2022, it does the same thing, but it's offering a more clean, slick, professional look, and it does have an expensive appearance on the exterior, and then as soon as you step inside, you are mesmerized by the interior as well. It does set itself apart with that black top roof up there, and it does vary in colors as you get to different colors of this model. And I put this picture on here of the Escalade and the Lincoln Navigator compared to the Jeep Grand Wagoneer. It's not something you see. It does catch eyes of many whenever. So I personally know somebody who has a Jeep Grand Wagoneer, and I'm still mesmerized when I see one going down the road. So it really does set itself apart, but it is a upper class buy for many. Okay, let's go ahead and get started on the target market here for the 2022 Grand Wagoneer. The target market for this product is luxury buyers. It is middle to upper class buyers. That is who they are targeting. As for the Me Too imitator, this product is in fact a Me Too imitator, as it is definitely copying Cadillac Escalade and Lincoln Navigator. Now, I take back saying copying. It's just Jeep is trying to rebrand its name and get itself out there for more of an extension of luxury instead of Jeep being known for its Jeep Wrangler and products like that. Now, to put this target market into perspective as to why it's luxury is in 2022, so there was only 9,500 Jeep Grand Wagoneers that were sold. Now, compared to the most sold car in the US, which is a Honda Accord, approximately 136,000 of those were sold. So when you're on the freeway, you're going to see a Honda Accord, and it is not going to shock you. But when you're going down the freeway and you see a Grand Wagoneer 2022, you will turn and look, and you're going to talk about this vehicle that you just saw, and some will look it up and try to discover which vehicle this is. and they will talk and talk and talk, and somewhere along the way a luxury buyer will hear this and they're going to buy it. They want the sleek look, and these people are looking for these Grand Wagoneers as status symbols. That's what a luxury buyer is. They want to be set apart from everybody else. So that is the point of this Grand Wagoneer, is to get its professional, sleek, luxury look out there on the roads, so it can compete with things like the Navigator and the Escalade. Now, moving on to the overview of the Jeep Grand Wagoneer 2022. Some of its competitors, which are the main two, is the 2022 Cadillac Escalade and the 2022 Lincoln Navigator. Those two cars compete with the Jeep Grand Wagoneer. And a few features that the Grand Wagoneer has that neither the Escalade or the Navigator has is this front row passenger interactive display, which you can see at the top left photo there. It's in the passenger side, like I said, and they have their own screen to mess with digitally. They can play their own music, they can plug a PS5 in there if they wanted to, their phone, and they can kind of control anything they want from that screen there. And they also have an interior rear monitoring camera, which in what they call this on the Jeep Grand Wagoneer is the family cam. So you can go in on the screen there, but on the second photo there you can see it and you can keep track of your kids or say your team if you wanted to, but that's really the family cam is what they call it, so you can keep an eye on those little babies you have back there, making sure they're doing okay. Another thing that the Jeep Grand Wagoneer has that neither the Cadillac or the Navigator has is this, it's the intersection collision. I was in one of these one time and it really beeped really loud to let you know, like, it will brake, it'll do what it needs to do to get you safely out of this intersection collision. It'll alert you very quickly. And it does have 9,800 pounds worth of towing. Now, the Navigator and the Cadillac both have heightened towing capacity, but they're sitting at 8,700 for the Navigator and 8,200 pounds for the Escalade. So the Grand Wagoneer almost has 1,000 more pounds, or over 1,000 more pounds of towing. And another thing that the Jeep Grand Wagoneer has that the Escalade nor the Navigator has is this tri-pane panoramic sunroof. And if you look at the right there at that photo, you can see this panoramic view. The people in the third row have their own sunroof, the people in the middle and the people in the front also have their own sunroof to look out of. That way your kids aren't climbing up to the front to look out of this sunroof. They got one of their own. And another, let's keep going with this overview. The fuel economy of the Grand Wagoneer is 14 miles per gallon for the city and 20 miles per gallon for the highway. Now that's not like ooh, I'm getting this car, it has high miles per gallon. No, it's just, that's what it has. It's a luxury buy, so the luxury buyers can afford the gas. And it also requires premium gasoline. So if you're buying the car, these luxury buyers obviously can afford this gasoline. And some other features that this Jeep Grand Wagoneer has, it seems endless, but some of them are this active driving assistant. There's pedestrian, cyclers, emergency braking. So if your Jeep Grand Wagoneer sees a cycler and you're not slowing down, it's going to brake for you. And it does have a 360-degree surround view camera, like I just told you on that family cam up there on that second photo. And it does have full speed forward collision active braking. So you're on the freeway, you're going a little fast, the traffic is slowed down, you don't see it's going to brake for you. And it does have adaptive cruise control. You're on the trip, you have your cruise control at 80, the cars are braking, the Grand Wagoneer is obviously going to go ahead and brake for you. It does have night vision, so you're driving down the road and it does have deer signs. It will detect it, and it will also detect drowsy drivers. So if your car thinks you're getting a little tired, it's going to pop up a little coffee and it says driver needs a break. I didn't give a photo of that, but at the middle here, kind of transparent, you can see the little red square. It's highlighting the deer that it saw on the night vision, so, and it's going to beep and let you know that it's there. It's not going to brake for you, but it is giving you an alert. Let's go ahead and move on here. Okay, let's go ahead and move to the distribution technique that this product uses. Like most vehicles, they do use an indirect distribution technique in which the dealership get these cars from the factory, which is the direct distribution is the dealership getting it from the factory, but the whole point of the car getting to the dealership is for people to buy, so it is indirect because these people are not getting it directly from the manufacturer. Now, you may be thinking, well, what about if I order it? It does when you do order a vehicle, it has to go to the dealership, which are participating dealerships that will give you the car, but so it is still indirect. It is an indirect distribution technique that this Jeep Grand Wagoneer uses. Okay, moving on to some more standard features that this Jeep Grand Wagoneer has is they have massaging seats for the driver and the passenger. I wish I had, so at the bottom right photo here, that second screen down there, that is the massaging control. It does have various types of different massaging controls that you can do for both the passenger and the driver. So let's move on. It does have a 48-volt hybrid system with cylinder deactivation. It does have standard four-wheel drive across all models. There is a driver mode selector, so you can do sand, mud, snow, and rock modes. There is adjustable air suspension with additional 3.6 inches of ride height, so you can control the air suspension yourself when you get into the car. You can be real high up or real low down. It does have eTorque electric starter generator. There is a digital 10.3-inch gauge screen, as you can see there at that bottom right photo. That is across all models. Like I said, this is more standard features. It does have Macintosh entertainment audio system, so these are really high upgraded sound systems here. It kind of sounds like subs is what I've heard. And it does have Uconnect, Apple CarPlay, and Android Audio. And it does have its own 4G LTE Wi-Fi hotspot. It does have 7 seats. The passenger and the driver have heating and cooling seats. The second row of the bucket seat riders, they just have heated seats. There is a heated steering wheel for that driver there, and they are all made out of genuine leather. They do have signature LED headlamps, which are nice, and there's multi-element LED lights. So in this car, you can pick which color you want your LED lights to be on the inside. They have lights up there. On the second photo where it says Jeep Grand Wagoneer and that brown wood right there under that second screen for the passenger, there's lights everywhere under these, under the feet. They just go all around the car. And then they do all come with 22-inch machined aluminum wheels with black noise pockets, which is a sleek look. I really like it. And at this top right photo, you can get a really good look at this panoramic sunroof. You can see everything from inside this car from all rows. So that's another standard feature that I really like as well. Let's go ahead and move on. All right, so moving on, we're going to talk about the promotion and pricing for this product, the 2022 Jeep Grand Wagoneer. There is an ad campaign which features Derek Jeter, which is a Hall of Fame shortstop for the New York Yankees, and it features his wife as well with the Jeep Grand Wagoneer. That will be shown on the next slide. And there are internet advertisements, there's TV commercials, and there's front and center displays at the dealerships, whichever dealerships may carry this car. And the Series 1 Jeep Grand Wagoneer starts at $88,000 and it just climbs up from there. The Series 2 starts at $95,000 and climbs up. The Obsidian starts at $104,000 and continues up, and the Series 3 starts at $107,000 and goes up as well. So these are very high priced luxury buyer prices. So let's go ahead and move on. Okay, so here I have the ad campaign with Derek Jeter. I just have the picture right now. On the next slide is going to be the actual advertisement here. But Derek Jeter did sign a multi-year contract with Jeep, and they did this to promote the Grand Wagoneer, a legend with a legendary car. That's what they're moving on here. They want legendary people to drive this legendary car. Derek Jeter has it. Let's get these other luxury buyers to be like, I drive what Derek Jeter drives. So let's go ahead and move on so we can show the eyes wide open, which is what this ad campaign is called. Okay, let's move on to the internet advertisements. So I just have a print screen from my search engine, which is Google. You type in 2022 Jeep Grand Wagoneer. This is what you're going to get across all platforms, Yahoo, Google, and it's obviously there to grab the attention of these potential luxury buyers. Now, you may just be a regular person like me doing it for research purposes, but normally this is here to just give the flat out how much this car is going to cost. This is where you can get it. Come on. So that's what that is there for. Let's go ahead and move on here. So here I have just a regular TV commercial, which I'll play after I explain what the purpose of this is. And like all TV commercials, it's there to grab the attention of all, and then it's going to show you what this product can do. It's not going to show everything that this product can do, but obviously one of the coolest features on this product it's going to show you. And in this case, in this commercial, it's going to reveal how much the luxury SUV can do. It reveals its styling profile, and it reveals this flashy interior of the vehicle. And it pinpoints one or more of the classic features it has, but I don't want to spill all the details just yet. Let's go ahead and view this link right here. Displays at car dealerships is what we're moving on to. So displays at dealerships are literally used to display the vehicle itself. And displaying the heightened vehicle for better visuals depends on the positioning of the display, as you can see down here in the middle. So looking at this photo, you see the brand new Jeep Grand Wagoneer, and next to it is the antique old version that was made in 1991. You obviously don't see other Jeep Grand Wagoneers next to this new one because it's kind of representing like this is the one and done. There's not very many, so luxury buyers come out and buy it. And and it's inside, so say you're buying a car that may distract and be like, oh, okay, let's look at this one. Or, they may see somebody who looks like a luxury buyer and take them inside. You want a water, let's go ahead and look at these. So this picture here was obviously meant to grab the attention of potential buyers. And it really does get small talk started around the town, cities, and phones. It's really just like, I just saw this badass car, excuse my language, at the dealership, and it was blah, 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 blah. And then this person talks, and it just makes a complete cycle of free advertisement, really. I mean, I tell you, you tell this person, and it just keeps going, and everybody's looking it up. Somebody's going to get this car, and you just sold it, and not the dealership, really. So let's go ahead and move on. Oh, wait, before we go, I already talked about the old Jeep Grand Wagoneer, the antique one next to it, but it is a technique that's being used. It's a comparison. It's like, look what it was, look at it now. You need it. That's just a good advertisement right there with the balloons around it. I like it. Let's go ahead and move on. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the product positioning, but before we start, the Jeep Grand Wagoneer is such a new car, so on this far right photo here of the positioning of car brands, they have Jeep down there as semi-premium, but this luxury vehicle would be more in the premium area right there next to its Lincoln Navigator and the Cadillac Escalade, that little piece there, and probably even the luxury section there, but they have very high price cars there. So on the left here, you can see that it is the 2023, but the 2022 is number 6 as well, and the SUV, the best one, and its top competitor, which is the Lincoln Navigator, is number 1. It does have a name for itself. There is brand recognition there, and it does have the trust of many. So obviously all the professionals are still driving the Escalade or the Navigator. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and buy that one too. I don't trust the Jeep Grand Wagoneer. I think give it a few years and I think that will turn around. It just needs some recognition and some trust behind its name here. Okay, so here is this last slide for everyone. So I did want to go back to the product positioning to talk about it for a second. So it did have it as semi-premium, and a salesperson spoke out and said that they call it a Grand Wagoneer and they dropped the Jeep since this product is targeted for the luxurious people, and it should not be quoted as a Jeep since it's such a premium extension from the other Jeeps. When you think of Jeep, I'm sure you think of off-roading, you think of the Jeep Wrangler, but this is just a, like it said, a premium extension, and it shouldn't be quoted as Jeep, which I think that's kind of why it has Grand Wagoneer everywhere around this car. It kind of drops the Jeep itself. And I don't know if they did that on purpose. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. And I did want to hit something before we leave. At the bottom row here, the left and the middle photo, it has some fire and the earth going on down there. So this is like a relaxing aroma, so you have to be in park to do it, but say you're having a bad day at work, you have really bad anxiety, you just need to calm down. They have this fire effect, and it sets off a slow tone around the entire car from every speaker that it has, the Macintosh speakers, and it has this fiery effect across all screens there, just like on that left photo of the earth. It's you're camping and you just really want to get the whole effect of your camping trip. There it is, you're in the car. It has this great graphics for you. And that last photo, not the last one, but that one of just the back of the Grand Wagoneer itself, as you can see, these letters are actually lifted up off the car. They're not just printer pressed onto it. They're handcrafted and placed on these vehicles. And that last photo of the Grand Wagoneer in the snow, that just proves that it can drive in the snow. It has that feature. And that first photo, it has screens on the driver and the passenger seat. Now that's not standard across all models. I believe it is in the Obsidian, the Series 3, but that is just another great feature. And these are just great pictures to look at to get the whole gist of it. But yeah, so it was great giving this presentation. Maybe somebody will go buy a Jeep Grand Wagoneer. Who knows? Thank you.